Well, we took off the first set of cabinets, and the entire length of the house on that side was filled with drain flies.
This is a production of OSUN Media.
Welcome to Unclogged Conversations, powered by Stinson Plumbing. We have us a very special guest here today.
Hi, I'm Cy Simons.
Nice to meet you, Cy Simons.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
I know I've done a lot of work with your company, but this is my first time meeting you.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, really just, I guess, a little bit about yourself, what you do,
Absolutely.
how you do it.
Yeah. No, I can give you a short history. So I'm the COO of JDR Restoration and Remodeling. Reason the remodeling is important is because we kind of want to be that one-stop shop, from water mitigation, damage, all the way through the reconstruction thing, so we can get people right back into their homes. But background about me, I started off, I was going to be, a rock star, but the rest of the world forgot to get the memo. So finished school actually with a nursing degree, and then from there went on to run a hospital or two as a COO level, and then got into restoration as kind of a consultant role, and then turned into an equity for tenure type of arrangement. And and now we've undergone many transitions, but we're growing like a weed. A lot of the customer focus that I had in healthcare definitely translates over to restoration. You're helping people on their worst days, right?
Yeah.
And so that's translated well for me, and I love working with the people that we work with, and definitely our partners out there as well.
It's good, man. You got all over the place.
Oh yeah, I've done a lot.
But no, I mean, I totally get the medical background part too, because we often compare a house to a body.
Absolutely.
It's a patient that can't tell you what's wrong, so I guess more like a vet.
Yeah. No, that's a good reference. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess say I come home 8:00 at night, just got back from dinner. My water heater is busted out the side and just absolutely flooding my entire house.
Yes.
I run outside, shut the water off at the curb. Now what do I do?
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and say right off the bat, though, as most homeowners, definitely not anybody in this room, though, most of them don't know how to shut the water off, starting from step one.
Oh, I do know that.
And so, we have a dispatch line, et cetera, that can talk people through how to shut their water off.
Well, that's good.
There's definitely some city jurisdictions that can also, there's some that want you to call them to shut your water off, but most of them are willing to tell you to go to Home Depot and get yourself a water meter key. And
yeah, it's funny. They were actually super cracking down on that until that huge freeze we got.
Yep.
And then suddenly they weren't as worried about people shutting off their own water anymore when they had 5,000 people calling at once to get their water turned
gets the
off.
best of us, doesn't it?
Yep.
But yeah, so after that, absolutely calling a plumber is your first call. Like stopping the water. A lot of people don't understand that this is in their insurance policy, but like immediate mitigation is part of the homeowner's responsibility in an insurance policy. So getting that cut off, getting a plumber.
Don't just stand there and watch it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, most people's normal response is to call, kind of straight to insurance. That can go poorly. So the reason that we reach out to and work with plumbers and other tradesmen, I think you guys have Dennis Stiles on here every once in a while. He'll send us some stuff if it's fire related. He's an electrician, right?
Yeah.
We'll navigate those things and get that assessment done so that we know exactly how to navigate the insurance part for you. And just like the insurance episode that y'all had here, you can say the wrong things. I hate to tell you a horror story right off the bat, but there's one that didn't happen with us, but it was around the same time we were getting started, where an insurance adjuster came out and started asking questions about, the kennels that are in this person's house. And they were talking about dog breeds and thought they were having a good time. Come to find out that their claim was denied because they had a dog on the aggressive breed list, which voided the entire insurance contract.
Oh my gosh.
So we're not, there's more good players than there are bad players in every industry, right?
Yes.
And we want to make sure that the bad players don't have an opportunity to mess with our homeowners and our community, right? It's all about the people that are around us.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
But then
you do hear those insurance horror stories.
Oh, you definitely do. But then definitely, whether it's from the plumber or from the homeowner directly, call straight to a restoration company. What that insurance company needs kind of at the end of the whole scenario is that the proof that it's been mitigated correctly. That's going to preserve, your home resale value and also ensure that you don't get dropped from an insurance company if you prove that it's been mitigated correctly.
Yeah.
Now, if they find out that you had a huge flood and it wasn't, another reason they can drop your contract. So lots of little stipulations here and there, but
yeah. So, I mean, are y'all ever able to salvage anything?
Yes.
I guess. So, like, say, water heater was flooding out and it got all over my grandpa's antique desk.
Yes.
That I cannot replace.
Right.
Is there any chance of saving that desk?
Depending on what the desk is made of, absolutely. I will say JDR specifically doesn't do so much the textile restoration stuff, but there are a lot of good partners out there that do. Right off the top of my head, there's Gun Restoration and CRDN that do textile stuff. But if that desk is made of a wood, I mean, yes, wood can just dry out sometimes without warping, especially if it's a higher quality something. Yeah. But when you're thinking about like materials, flooring, etc., those are very thin strips of wood, and so they'll warp long before something like a desk does. Okay. But we absolutely try to preserve as much as we can. That's the whole point behind the fans is like, okay, we get in there, we stop the flow of water from before, right? And now we dry it so it doesn't seep. Like the I think of a paper towel cleaning up a wet mess. You can see like the veins. It just kind of keeps going. Yeah. Same thing happens with other porous materials like your drywall, etc. So the faster we can get in, dry it out. We use biologic agents, all of that to kind of make sure that it doesn't come back. But not to mention just the use of tools like the moisture meters. Like we want to know exactly where it got wet to, but we don't want to take out everything. We're not trying to replace a whole house, I promise.
Yes, because I've seen that so many times. Like they had one leak in their kitchen, and then I come over and the whole bottom 4 feet of their house is gutted out. Yeah. I mean, it's just studs everywhere. It's like, the leak was only in that room. What do you...
Yes. And there's some elements, and some of this is just knowing your insurance policy, et cetera. But, flooring that's continuous, because it is going to be so hard to match. Let's say it happened in a kitchen, but you have your entire first floor is that same flooring. Yes. You can technically get the entire first floor kind of covered under your insurance policy because it has to be, like I said, it has to be matched. It has to be all of that continuous. Now, if it was tile in the kitchen and wood in everywhere else and the kitchen's the only thing that flooded, no, you're not going to get a whole new first floor.
That makes sense. You're only getting the tile in the kitchen.
Exactly. But yeah, so those things are definitely just a way to keep track of how to get you. The term is getting you back to pre-loss condition. You're not going to get upgraded to the Taj Mahal, but but we want to get you back into your home functional and how you had it before.
No, and that is good. I like that y'all do both. That y'all do the mitigation and a bunch of the remodel, because I mean, again, you get too many hats in the ring and things start getting confusing.
Well, exactly. Try not to make this too cliche, but we didn't like leaving people quote unquote high and dry, right? Yeah. Like we cut, like you said, you cut out 2 to 4 feet of drywall, and then we go, okay, hope you're okay with finding your own GC to do this. Homeowners didn't ask for this, you know what I mean? They're not experts in plumbing. They're not experts in restoration or rebuild.
Yes, and they've never remodeled a room in their house, so they have no idea how this process is going to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've actually been advised on a couple different instances from consultants, stating, hey, that's not your biggest moneymaker, reconstruction. And we say, yeah, we know, but we get calls literally every week because we do the reconstruction too. Yeah. And so... It's still a profitable part of the business, but I get it that it's not just gangbusters money, but we don't need it to be, right? Again, it's more important for us to get somebody back into their home.
Well, that's good. That's good. And I know y'all have taken care of a lot of our customers really well, and we appreciate that. Because, again, we've had other restoration companies that burned us a little, make us look bad. Because we provided your name. Yeah. So... when they talking to you, they feel like they're also talking to us at the same time. So Absolutely. We need proper representation out there. Yes. Because we can't just leaving customers bent over and just being like, oh, well, sorry, that's between you and them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they see it as coming from us too. So we need to trust y'all just like y'all need to trust us.
Absolutely.
And so we like that. So I guess say on the insurance part, so when I go to renew my insurance next time, my home insurance,
Yes.
what's something I need to look out for, even if it like costs me a little extra month or something?
Yes.
Something that would be good to have in case the worst happened. I needed y'all out.
Yes. So I will say, unfortunately, there's more and more like caveats, algorithms that are built into insurance things. And I can tell you some stories of my own where I thought I knew what I was, getting extra coverage wise, but it was excluded for this reason or that reason. But generically, the limited seepage and leakage, extra coverage, it's typically not that much more, but it helps cover definitely installed appliances that came with the house. I think what it does exclude is maybe appliances that aren't technically installed, so washers and dryers and refrigerators, but it does include like built-in dishwashers and water heaters and things like that.
Okay.
But I'll tell you the one that got me that kind of was frustrating was I had AC units that froze up or whatever and overflowed, and the plumbing was also bad. The drain for the overflow didn't actually go to the right place and backed up. But anyway, so it caused 2 ceiling leaks, right?
Yeah.
And so we're talking about those things and needing to get that replaced, the AC unit, right? And we thought that we had elected for extra coverage on that, but there is this tiny little line in the insurance policy that says unless it's over 15 years old. Which, by the time that we needed it, I'm not regularly keeping track of the age of my appliances that are in there. I'm keeping track of the last time they were serviced, those types of things, right? And so, ours was 17 years old, so it covered absolutely none of it. So those types of things. But I'm going to reiterate again what was on the episode from y'all's insurance. I want to say it was 13 or something like that. Your insurance agent is the person on the insurance side that is 100% on your side. They are engaged. They want to keep you on their, on their roster. They're incentivized that way. So following the money, and just typically they're community leaders, right? They want people, their family, et cetera, to have the best coverage possible. So that is 100% the person that's going to advise you the best.
Call them first.
Don't think that your insurance agent is trying to sell you on extra coverages. Now, when we get into, like I said, the claims part, that's a whole different world. And the guy that was on here is right. It's a for-profit company, and they've got to watch their margins just like we've all got to watch our margins.
Yeah.
But so much to that point that we are actually hiring a business development manager that's going to focus on insurance agents and also kind of plug that education piece in there. So, hey, this is what's happened on the last couple here. Apparently there's a new thing in insurance policies. You might want to check in with your people that are afraid of water damage to see if they want this new coverage. But then by the time that all circles back in the big world of karma, right, and comes back to you, comes back to Larry Stinson, comes back to us, now they're covered, right? And that's what we want. We want everybody to be protected.
Oh, that's good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think she's going to be wonderful.
No, that's fantastic. Because I'm in the middle of a fight right now over my roof, and insurance will wear you out. The adjusters delight to talk to, and then you get over to the claims and all the headache starts.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's there's definitely ways to go about that, and there's another thing that we're about to start doing is offering financing for our customers, and there's a little bit of a strategy behind that. So as it stands now, when we do a job, it's an emergency service, the first part, right? So we submit an invoice. It's not an estimate. It's not negotiable, but the adjusters think everything's negotiable. That's their job, right? They're kind of like lawyers. They're paid to kind of find and wiggle around certain things to get to the crux of what's going on.
Yeah.
But we're about to offer financing so that the customer we can get paid, right? So money is in our bucket, if you will, and the customer then has that as a cost incurred that they can submit to insurance and get that repaid. And it doesn't even have to be super fast for this financing that we're offering. It's going to be, we haven't decided officially, but it's going to be either 9 or 12 months of 0%.
Okay.
So it doesn't give them the flexibility to go and buy a car with that money, but
Yeah.
but I mean, we've had stuff like that happen to us with the normal process. They get paid from insurance. This is an actual quote from a guy. Oh, well, I thought that check was for my pain and suffering. And so he spent 20 grand on stuff, I guess. And then we had to set up a payment plan with him. He came by it honestly and told us, "Oh, I'm sorry, I spent that money."
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so if they can submit it as a cost incurred and then know that they are going to get kind of reimbursed from the insurance company because it's already been like there's a receipt, it's like a reimbursement for a company. That's going to be so much easier on the homeowners, and that's really what we're aiming for. Yes, it'll save us bandwidth too, but it's going to save that heartache. And if I'm being completely honest, the thing I hate most about the restoration industry, it solves that problem, which is putting the policyholder in the middle of an argument.
Yes.
I hate it. And I hate it on the healthcare side too, right? I'm sorry, you've been bedridden for 3 months and now you have to fight your insurance company to tell them why you need the bed that you can't leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
It blows my mind that, about the whole kind of state there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just really want it to be as seamless a process as it can be, right? Like I said, nobody asked for these emergencies to happen.
Yeah. Well, no, that's good. I like to really taking care of your people, and that sounded good what's coming down the pipe. Like, yeah, it's going to be nice having, because sometimes financing is hard to get going. Yes, it definitely can be. We found we shopped more than a couple of people, and when we used to have a plumbing company back in the day, we used House Call Pro with Wise Tack. And that was a great solution. And then but restoration jobs do cost a little more, and so I think Wise Tack covers up to 25 grand now, and so obviously for a full restoration first floor rebuild, that's not gonna gets a little higher than that.
It does, but we found a really good option it's going to be with Regions Bank, but really they bought out a company called Interbank that has been doing that and working with other restoration companies already, so they're familiar with kind of the product, if that makes sense. Yeah, and they know that you need to draw on it on the rebuild side. Like, you don't take it all as a lump sum. Like, it's like, hey, we did 50%, now we're going to take this much. We did this much, we're going to do this much. So it helps us with the whole phase process of reconstruction as well.
Well, that's good.
And does give them the flexibility if they want to upgrade. Obviously, insurance isn't going to cover that, but if they want to upgrade, we can fit that into the project.
And I mean, I'm sure I've seen a lot of disasters happen, and then all of a sudden, that remodel got bumped up. The time scale got jumped up. It's like, well, now we're just going to go ahead and make the bathroom fancy. It's like, might as well, you're already in it.
and it is a good time to do it, I'm not going to lie, but that money does come out of pocket.
But yeah.
And sometimes I've seen those changes be as small as, instead of I want my gas range to be in the island instead of on the side here, and so we'll run that under the floor. Okay, fine. That's, I think, $750 to move that. So that's not a huge deal out of pocket. But then to your point, I want, instead of I don't know, like laminate flooring, I want Brazilian cherry wood or something. Well, that's a different price point, sir. Yes. But there's people that definitely take that opportunity.
Yeah, because a lot of times they were already planning on it anyways and just pushing it off, and it's, now's kind of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hit a lull.
You want me to jump in here?
What you got?
Jump in.
All right.
What's your name today?
What's that?
What's your name today?
I don't even know. I'm here. Yeah, let me ask you some crazy questions. I like to come in, and I'm the question guy as far as, like,
you're the disruptor.
I'm the disruptor. Yeah,
I love it.
This is a great one. What is the craziest thing you've ever found in a flooded house?
Ooh, things that come to mind right off the bat. We've had houses full of collectibles, right? Down to like little figurines and old Coke signs and things like that. And unfortunately, very difficult to salvage those things because they're already old and brittle and those types of things. But we've had someone's house that we've showed up to where he, snorted a little something and then just yelled at everybody. So we left that job. But the story that I think of a lot, that does kind of also tell a story about restoration a little bit is, when we go and do these emergency things, like we try to give like a heads up, hey, this is going to cost this much, right? But we always have to give that caveat. This may change depending on what we find when we take out a little bit of wall. Like, when we give an estimate, you don't want to go bust down someone's wall and then go, oh yeah, well, if you're not interested, we're just going to leave then. But this one story just always it makes me think of why we do that. So we show up. They had, some water damage around the cabinets, some stuff starting to grow and whatnot. And they knew that it had happened recently. And so we gave them an estimate somewhere in the $4,800 range, right? And they were just adamant that we stick to that price, that we do that. Well, we took off the first set of cabinets, and the entire length of the house on that side, behind the cabinets, behind every piece of drywall on that side, was filled with drain flies.
Oh.
Obviously, $4,800 isn't going to do it anymore, and that was quite the conversation, but also just quite the revelation. I don't think we've encountered it since or before. The other thing, this is I think you guys will enjoy this story, is about how I learned a plumbing trick. Okay, so I came from healthcare. I'm not going to be your subject matter expert in plumbing. No
This
chance.
might be good advice, though. I know.
No, this is good advice, and I hope that homeowners listen to the one piece of advice that's in here, and that is, we had a house that sprung a leak in the attic from some PEX, right? Okay, so we go investigate. Looks rodent related. Okay, so we repair that. We get calls that night. Okay, this is, and by we, I mean someone else fixed it.
Yeah.
So then, but we're trying to mitigate that first part, right? Like that's the first job. And following through for the next 3-4 days, 7 different leaks.
Oh.
And I'm just confused at this point.
You need pest control
So
more than you need me.
we called pest control. We called all that. But the thing that I found out that apparently is common knowledge with plumbers and with pest control is if you put out rat poison in your attic, you should also put out a bowl of water. Because apparently if you put out the rat poison, they get thirsty, they go to the closest source of water, and they can chew through PEX, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so 7 leaks from that house. Because I guess the pest control person didn't do that. It just went on a rampage.
No, that's a neat trick. I actually hadn't heard the put out a bowl, but it makes perfect sense. Put an easier source.
Yeah, they're still going to die. I mean, the rodent's still going to die, but it's not going to
stops it from desperately chewing through your
damage everything else
water
at the same time.
Yeah.
So those are probably the craziest stories I got on that for sure.
I bet you that drain fly was disgusting.
Oh, it was. Yes.
So that was my next question. Like, what's the nastiest, dirtiest job? Would that be your nastiest, dirtiest, or do you have one that tops that?
I guess it depends on your definition of nasty, dirty. So,
give me what you got. I mean, give it all.
So, in terms of nasty, dirty, for most people, now again, I came from healthcare and was a nurse, so I've got a lot of grueling stories, if you will. So this one doesn't bother me as much, but I understand from a company perspective why we had to stop this. So, in terms of restoration, there's a category that people do called biohazard, right? It's crime scene cleanup, etc.
Oh.
We got exactly 2 of those jobs and called it off. One of which we were told, hey, it's post cleanup, right? We may have to rip out some carpets, do some things like that. Full on murder scene when we got there.
Oh.
Like all of the things. And we were like, that's not what we were anticipating. And then another one we didn't even go to, but we were like, okay, clearly this isn't our genre, was someone had just gotten unbelievably sick inside of an 18-wheeler.
Oh.
And just having them describe it to us, oh well, there's diarrhea and throw up like literally on every part of the carpeted interior of this 18-wheeler. Can you guys help us? And we went, you know what? I think we need to take this down off the website. I don't know that this is our jam. And coming from the guys now, hospital rooms, I've cleaned up more than I care to talk about,
Yeah.
But those stories, I mean, they were just so gruesome and just so excessive, I guess, that we couldn't find an employee to even take those on anymore. So we decided, you know what, we're just going to reel that right back and send them to companies we hate. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
There's some people that really enjoy that. I mean, I can think of one right off the bat, but I mean, there are some companies that really love to get into the nitty gritty biologic agent science of biohazard cleanup.
Yeah.
That's not our draw.
I was going to say, I imagine there's some money to be made there.
Oh, absolutely. There's got to be.
Most people don't want to do that.
Absolutely. And even with my experience, I don't want to do that. So,
yeah.
It's not something I need to go back to.
It's like, I went to an office job. Why am I?
That's right.
What's a smell that instantly tells you a job's going to be bad?
Ooh.
I don't know. Most both tell me
it
smells like money.
I've got some smells that I'm thinking of.
The smells are what I'm wanting. Just smells that like, I mean, obviously biohazard is a bad one, but like smells that just tell you like this job is gonna be rough.
You know, I mean, there's definitely just like a waste smell, right? A sewage specific smell, but one that's a little bit different is, and I do not have a great sniffer by any stretch of the imagination, but somehow I can tell if it's sewage or if it's a dead animal, like right off the bat. There's some, and it must be, again, the time around all the dead bodies previously that I go, okay, it's not gas. I don't think it's sewage. I think there's a dead animal somewhere.
Yeah.
And I've been pretty spot on with that. But it's
a certain kind of spicy.
Yeah. Well, it's a muted spicy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. I think sewage is spicier.
Yeah.
And
depends on sewage. Well, I've smelled some different kinds of sewage.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I mean, in terms of the smells, obviously anything that involves excrement from any type of a rodent can get pretty rough pretty fast. And we're lucky to not have too many pier and beam houses in Texas. But I mean, when I lived in Tennessee, there were plenty of houses that had, let's just say, incomplete plumbing. And I don't mean not up to code. I just mean like they just stopped at some point. And so it's been dumping sewage underneath the house for however long. That one definitely rings a bell in my head.
Yeah, I've definitely pulled up those.
And they only discovered it because the kitchen floor started sinking.
Oh, gosh.
So that tells you how much moisture there was under the house.
How do you not walk in that house and smell that?
Yeah, I don't know.
But nose blindness is a real thing. It's true. You're around it long enough, you just stop smelling it.
Yeah, denial is a powerful drug for sure.
It is.
What is a restoration myth that just drives you crazy? Is there any myths?
Unfortunately, restoration, we know it's a tricky industry, right? There's a lot of bad contractors out there. I'm sure you all know some bad plumbers out there that just, gouge people. I'm thinking of scenarios I've had where, called, plumbers, and they're like, yeah, I can come out there for $6,000 a night. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, it'll be the only time I need to work this month. Okay, cool, man. But that's not, but in terms of, restoration myths, obviously it's really about the butting heads, with insurance policies and stuff like that. A lot of homeowners have experience with their insurance company for years and years and years. And so it's very difficult sometimes to tell them like, hey, we're trying to get all of this covered for you. We're not trying to just like inch past and make a buck, but because there's so many bad actors out there in the restoration space, in the general contractor space, et cetera, I think that it's just fighting that narrative is very difficult, right? That we're not all crappy.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah, and so I'll tell you, one of the first referral partners that we had, that was a plumbing company, and we don't work with them anymore. Just we had a bad project manager that dropped a lot of their jobs back in the day, and we let that guy go pretty quick, but not soon enough to salvage the relationship.
Not quite quick enough, yeah.
But he said the same thing you said. I want to be able to walk down the aisle at the grocery store and my neighbors say, "Thank God that you sent me to JDR. They took care of me. They did a great job getting me back into my house. And that level of service, like I said, I felt service since my nursing days, right? So that level of service and, just being a consistent member of the community, it seems like a low bar, but unfortunately these days it's a high one.
And it is a high bar nowadays. 'Cause every industry has a certain amount of people that just give it a bad name.
Absolutely.
And that's always going to happen.
But I'll just go ahead and take this opportunity to brag on my team. Everyone that works for us right now is incredible. They are proactive. They are critical thinking. I mean, the first answer, to almost every scenario is, how can we make this work, right? And I don't know how we got so lucky. I would like to say it's my interviewing skills, but unfortunately, I think it's just the overall kind of the culture we built. And we had a situation recently where we had hired someone, and they didn't have that same thing ingrained in them. And less than 2 weeks, they were like, "Hey, I'm going to go back and do something else." Not in a bad way, not in a I'm going to burn this mother down type of way, but just they didn't fit into that hyper accountable, hyper proactivity and integrity culture that was built. And honestly, that is the best compliment I could ever get.
I mean,
I could not be more proud of my entire team for watching that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a guy come in that I can't keep up with y'all.
Yeah. So, but there's not a single person that I work with that I wouldn't, don't tell them this, but that I wouldn't loan money to, or or help them out on the side of the road.
You realize this is going online.
Yeah,
right?
that's fine. That's fine. They can come ask me in person, and I can say no then. But I mean, really, we just have such a good group of people that all feel the same way that I'm expressing here today, and that's an incredible place to be.
That's good. I know we've pretty much only had good experiences with y'all.
Excellent.
I mean, and every member of your team that I've talked to, and I've talked to several different job sites.
Yeah.
I mean, just they're super helpful, and they're always communicating, and they have no problems talking to me and the customer.
Exactly. Yeah.
And everything just seems to go pretty dang smooth.
That's good.
That's all we want.
That's good. And we don't have to talk specifics on this, but there's lots of new restoration companies in here. I know plumbers get their doors banged down. Oh my gosh, constantly.
We had to get a sign, and they don't even read the sign half the time.
No. And so and there's a reason. Like, you haven't gotten a mailer from us. You don't get spam emails from us. Like, we prefer the personal relationships, and those have worked out really well for us. But we chased the referral bonus amount for a long time, and then we decided, like, okay, what's a fair thing to pay but not overpay? Like, we know that there's a company out there that's paying like $2,500 for the first referral, blah blah blah, and it just, looking at what their giveaways and stuff like that, and I understand that they're well funded and it's a great way to break into this or that, but they just don't have the community piece like that we do. We've been in Keller since the beginning. The company, even before me, right, was in Keller since the beginning, and we've moved to several different places, and I mean, we just prefer to continue to grow things here, and we even have a partner that has invested money in us, is back in February, but we were not expected to change anything about what we do, which is my favorite part.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it wasn't, hey, we want you to get rid of your name and we're going to replace the CEO and we're going to, put in our software that we want you to use. None of that.
They just saw a good product and wanted to be a part of it. How can we help you
do what you're doing already?
Yeah.
And it's been an incredible partnership. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're actually just here this week. So we were talking about 2026 plans and how to use technology, but without losing, any of the personal relationships, both with customers, with our partners, with our, vendors that we buy stuff from. You can't automate a relationship, and we're never going to try that.
Yeah.
It's got to be a real connection.
Yeah. No,
yeah. And I saw that y'all had just done y'all just did an episode on Service Titan recently. So we looked at them back in the day, but yeah, we're using a software called Albiware now, and it was made for restoration.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a good system.
Because I get why you wouldn't go Service Titan. That's more HVAC, electrical, plumbing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just
could see
with insurance, it's just a little more complicated in the workflow.
Yeah, I could definitely understand that.
Yeah.
I had something, I lost it.
No, I can jump in here. Have you ever saved anything like a family heirloom or something priceless to a family?
Oh yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Man, it's so funny. Like everything you're asking me, I've got to like pick competing stories. I've got so many. Normally it's like I can't think of anything right now, but no, I've got competing stories. One, I know we've had to a rug, like a Persian rug from years and years and years ago, passed down through the family type of thing. The collectibles one that I talked about with all the Coke memorabilia, they had one of those old bar signs with the the Budweiser wagon and horses inside, but like those older displays. I mean, some very cool stuff like that. But we've had a lot of family heirlooms that we were able to get out of the situation so that they don't grow stuff at the very least level. And then I'm not sure. I know not every restoration company does this, but we do like pack out stuff while we're doing work, and so we actually have a warehouse that will pack out all their belongings and then kind of take them back when it's not going to get all dusty and be in that environment.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, it is, and it's part of the one-stop shop thing. Yeah. But it also made me think of this funny story. It's not funny for everybody, but it was funny in a weird way. We had a pack out, had this table, and it sometimes things happen, right? So it got chipped during our moving, right? And we of course are going to get that covered. We're going to make sure that make the customer whole. And unfortunately, what we found out is that the customer had paid I don't remember the exact number, something like $16,000 for what they thought this designer table was, except when we chipped it, we saw that it was MDF inside. So then we looked up that model, and it was closer to $475. The customer was quite upset.
Oh my gosh.
And so
$60,000 for a $400 table.
So we gave him all the materials he needed to follow up on whoever he was going to be mad at. But that's just kind of a funny story that is unfortunate. But
dang.
Yeah. But we have a good process for that. We have done a good job of, we have insurance if we did lose or break something, but typically we just find out the value and pay it back. And that's only if we absolutely cannot find it. Like we've torn apart our warehouse multiple times looking for this and that. But yeah, those are the ones that come to mind.
Let me ask you this, because I feel like if I had a water leak or fire damage in my house, I would be freaking out.
Yes.
My wife would probably be freaking out more than me. How do y'all as a company come in and stay calm to help a customer or client stay calm through their situation? How do you approach them to make them feel more at ease with a situation?
Yeah, so something that does put a lot of people at ease, and y'all experience this too, like when there's a plumbing emergency, is you're the expert, right? And so sometimes just the fact that you're there responding in front of them, they go, oh, thank God, like they've done their part by getting someone to help handle it, right? And then we have some very highly educated people in terms of like what our services are, how we navigate these things. So I've said this probably 1,000 times before, but there's no other industry where you have to onboard a customer so much just to perform a service. And so we spend at least an hour onboarding a customer when we arrive. And so as an escalation, yes, the first step is cutting off the water. That puts them at a little bit more ease, right? Then even in our customer onboarding packet, the first thing in it is a letter that says, hey, this sucks. This is what we want to tell you. We have this many years of experience. We have these certifications. We're accredited by these people, to just go ahead and get that part, like, hey, this is who we are and this is what we can do for you. And then, to some element, and definitely this comes from healthcare too, is just is assuming assuming the power role in that, right? You show up and you go, okay, hey, this is what we got to do. Like, you take control of that situation. And some people, take it better. Some people take it worse. What we have on our side for the people that respond, our lead techs, is that they've been to how many emergency situations now, right? So they've got it locked and loaded that they can enter a situation like that in a calm demeanor. And when we show up, a homeowner sees that you're calm and that you've handled this before, they're gonna trust you and know that you've taken care of this sort of thing before. It does help.
Awesome. Scott, you got a leak lounge for us? Something that can, a leak lounge that can top.
He did most of the leak lounge.
I know.
Today.
I mean, do you have anything that can top that, or?
I'm starting to run out of stories.
I know.
Gotta get back in the field.
Right. You got to start get back and get in some situations. I mean, if you're happy with his leak lounges, then we're good. What about a toolbox tip? So I'll tell you what a toolbox tip is.
Mm-hmm.
So leak lounge is a segment.
You got the toolbox tip too. Put the bowl of water out.
You
pretty much gave us a toolbox tip. So leak lounge. I mean, you've given us 50 leak lounges so far, but leak lounge is like a crazy story or something that's a situation which you've given us a lot of those. That's why I asked Scott if he had anything that topped it. A toolbox tip. It's kind of like what you said about the water with the mice
just
poison.
Something simple a homeowner can do.
That a homeowner can do. We do a lot of plumbing ones. Just something that a homeowner can do for preventative or money-saving tips. Something that helps them. Just a tip that can maybe help them in the long run.
Yeah. So I know one thing that has recently saved me is if you're buying a house, get a plumbing inspection. It's extra money. It's going to come straight out of your pocket, not part of normal closing on a house. Get a camera inspection. One house that we had put in an offer on, we found out literally every drain out was clogged by something, but it didn't really matter to me what it was, but that it was clogged. And just, got some other insights such as, hey, there's roots growing here, blah, blah, blah. That is, I think, $250. I'm not sure back in the day. So it's been a minute. So likely higher than that, but that saves tens of thousands.
I mean, yes.
Easily.
Yeah, because you could buy a new house and then a month later realize, I need $40,000 worth of repair because I need a whole new sewer system.
Yeah.
Like, this is all trash and gone and garbage.
Absolutely.
And so, no, that's
and
good advice.
if I could tailor one to kind of our conversation today, and restoration specific, I think every homeowner and everybody that listens to this should absolutely know how to get to their water shutoff. Like the majority of the calls that we get, you guys know that people call Chris and he calls those over here. The conversation he has more than anything else is helping people find their water shut off and what they need to turn it off. Can you imagine if every customer that called you had already turned off the water by the time you got there? Like how much time that would save?
Yeah.
And even on the restoration side, I realize that may limit our scope, right? It wouldn't flood the whole floor, just the one bedroom or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, but that is something that I don't think. I think it used to be kind of more common knowledge, but then, like you said, the city didn't want you touching it, and now they're like, "Please touch it." But I think getting one of those keys from Home Depot and knowing how to get in and shut that off in an emergency is just it's unbelievably important.
Okay. Which we do generally recommend we get one installed up by the house. But I understand that's an extra expense. Not everybody's going to have the time and money to want to do that.
Yeah.
But that's way easier than running all the way out to the street and trying to, hopefully there's not a lock on the lid.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Trying to flip everything off.
And it's more confusing than you think, because I think we've got a shutoff valve that is, the main, and then we have the irrigation system, which...
Oh, you got...
You
separate
could
meters,
shut off
or
two. No, it's 1 meter, but
okay.
like I think the shut off. I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I know that there are two levers, and one of them doesn't actually shut off the water, and that's a problem, right?
Oh, right.
So,
yeah.
But luckily, we haven't had a whole lot of plumbing issues. Our stuff has been mainly gutter related at our house. unfortunately.
And I've got a lot of drainage problems in my house too, and it's like, dang, I should have been a landscaper.
I know, right? I bet a lot of it translates. We've got
There is some translation, but yeah, I really need to install a pump, but I don't want to do that.
I get it. We have a side yard that's got 3 12-inch French drains and a sump pump because of just the elevation and where water feeds into our side of the house.
See, yeah, my driveway and street, top of the street curb are like the same height, so it was really hard to get fall.
Yeah,
to that curb. Most of it doesn't have fall, so I need to also install one of those pumps. I just haven't.
There you go.
Gotten around to it yet for some reason.
I understand.
Never buy a plumber's house. They know how to make it work, not necessarily make it right. And they know how to make it right. They just don't want to. I can make it work. Whenever you got a problem, take me 10 minutes. I'll get it going again.
All right, that's all I got. That's all the questions I have. And
well, again, we really appreciate y'all. Y'all have done so good by us so many times. We appreciate the work, and we appreciate that y'all trust us to come in and take care of your customers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and talk more about my team. Like I said, I'll talk about them all day long if you let me. So
yeah, good.
Probably should wrap this up soon, right? Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, thank y'all for being here with us, and I guess we'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and click that bell notification when videos drop. That way you get notified as soon as it does. And yeah, please leave us comments.
And show all your friends.
And yeah, show your friends. You know everybody wants to see this.